What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Sgt Mooby here, and today I am bringing you a little bit of Elite Dangerous, but today that is just a framing device, because today I'm going to be having a conversation with my girlfriend, ShutUpMeg, about a topic that is very, very important, and especially in this day and age of net anonymity and cyberbullying up the wazoo, it's extremely important to talk about. Obviously, I'm talking about mental health. Personally, myself, I have had experience with mental health issues in the past. I had quite severe social anxiety when I was 17, 18, but a little bit of backstory why we're actually choosing now to talk about this. Basically, I was hanging out in the Subloaders Discord server when my buddy Subpixel, I'll put his channel link in the description, brilliant guy, brilliant content, you should definitely go and check him out. But he was having a conversation with a subscriber, and basically the subscriber wasn't having a brilliant time of it, and that's putting it very, very lightly, to say the least. He did share with us in chat what the subscriber was saying, but that it's not my place to basically air this person's almost dirty laundry in public. But like I said before, I am joined today by my lovely girlfriend ShutUpMeg. She also has experience with mental health issues. So we're basically gonna be talking about what you can do to both help people that have mental health problems, and what to do yourself if you find yourself spiraling into something that you're not altogether familiar with, be that anxiety, be that depression, be that an eating disorder. It all kind of bubbles down really to mental health issues. So why don't you say hello, Meg? You've been rather quiet there.
No, I was just listening to you. Yeah, hi everyone. I think this is a really good topic to talk about, especially with current affairs and people of a young in their 20s, which is our age, definitely suffering with a lot of mental illness. I don't know whether maybe you want to talk about what you went through first, because mine was a bit longer.
Yeah. So like I said before, I had a pretty bad case of social anxiety from the age of about 16 to 18. I didn't have a very good time in school. I was bullied pretty much consistently all throughout my schooling years, be that by one person or another. I even had one person I thought to be my friend all the way from year 9, so 13 years old, to reveal himself to be an actual massive bellend the first week of year 11. So that kind of pushed forward my trust issues, that pushed forward all the insecurities that I was feeling about myself, and I very deeply thought that if this person can go from being my friend one moment to being a complete dickhead and joining in with the others a couple of years later, what's to stop people from doing exactly the same thing when I get older, and when I leave school and when I get out into the big wide adult world. Obviously, when you are that age, you don't realise that the world doesn't care about you.
Yeah.
Which I think, in a way, it's a very good thing that the world is so large, and it has its own problems that it needs to deal with. If you look in the grand scheme of things, you can feel very insignificant, but that can also be quite humbling, in the way that you see every person you see on the street has their own wants, has their own desires, has their own issues. So that can be very, very humbling. But basically, my social anxiety flared up like a motherfucker. I would stay in the house. I wouldn't want to go out. I wouldn't want to go out drinking. I would literally go to work, do my 8 hours of work, and come straight home, just because I didn't want to be in that situation. But mainly, getting over that and getting through my insecurities about myself and about the world around me surprisingly enough, it actually involved going out and meeting people, going out and spending time with these workmates that, I would see for 8 hours a day, and then after that I wouldn't socialise with them. I wouldn't hang out with them.
No.
I wouldn't do anything fun. I'd just be in my own little bubble. But hanging out with them and seeing that after school and after all the bullshit and all the angst has kind of faded away, people, if you open up to people, and if you're receptive to how people think and feel, most of the time they're going to be pretty sound guys or girls. In my case, I found a really awesome group of friends, and that really helped me through my social anxiety, and eventually saw me coming out the other side, and not exactly being the life and soul of the party, but also not on the fringe of it. I was somewhere in the middle, basically. But that's my experience with mental issues. But everyone's issues are different. Everyone handles them in very, very different ways. Meg, why don't you jump in and give the viewers a little brief overview of your mental health history?
I'll try to keep it as brief as possible. So what mental illnesses I've been diagnosed with is I've got 3 mental illnesses: depression, PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress syndrome, disorder, sorry, and anxiety as well. And obviously they stem off to different things like social anxiety, I have insomnia because of my mental health, and other health conditions that I go through. I think it all kind of... I've never not had a mental illness, but I was officially diagnosed when I was 14 with depression. And it was only a few years after that I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, and then anxiety. Because I went through a lot through my childhood, and I know a lot of unfortunately, a lot of people of a similar age to me have had, either an abusive parent or abusive family member or someone in their life that has made their child, taken away their childhood, which can really impact, their future self. And sometimes they don't realise it until much later on, which I find is quite common. And that's part of having PTSD, the sort of you go through a traumatic experience or experiences, and then later on you find you are suffering the mental consequences of going through what you went through. For me, depression runs in my family, mental illness runs in my family. I've always been quite open and honest with people about, I have down days. I have days where I don't want to get out of bed, I don't want to eat, and then I eat too much, and then I have social anxiety days where I don't want to go and see people, I don't want to talk to people, I want to be away from people, I don't want anybody to touch me or anything like that, and sometimes there will be situations that can sort of trigger off, those episodes, but sometimes there isn't, which I find that isn't really talked about a lot. People say, oh, you're anxious because of what happened to you at this situation. What people don't realise is that sometimes anxiety can stem, and depression can stem, and other mental illnesses can stem from anything. It could be something new, and sometimes it happens just because it happens, because your brain, wants it to happen, sort of thing, a sort of defence mechanism, or whatever reason it is. It can happen when we're out and about, it can happen whenever.
People always joke on the internet about being triggered and trigger words and having trigger disclaimers on content and videos and photos and all that kind of stuff. But the unfortunate thing is that people do get triggered by either a certain, well, I wouldn't say a certain phrase, but if someone's
certain
being
keywords,
yeah. If, say, for example, an abuser would consistently call someone this one phrase, all it could take is someone saying that phrase in jest for that person to almost have a flashback and for that PTSD and for that anxiety and depression to all come flooding back in a second. So while we may joke about trigger warnings and feminazis and all that kind of stuff on the internet, unfortunately this is a very real thing, and I don't. Mental health has become almost a taboo issue. People aren't willing to talk about it, even though it's one of the most important things of our generation that we need to talk about, and stuff needs to get done about it. So this video is almost like I don't want to use the phrase self-help guide, but in a sense that's what it is. At the moment, in a second, we're going to give you some tips on how you can help yourself out of depressive episode, how you can help yourself out of an anxiety episode, but we're also going to give you links to both Samaritans,
Healthy Minds as well.
Healthy Minds, the NSPCC, all these organisations that are there to help you and to help people like you that have mental health problems or are being abused, and I think this is a very worthwhile thing that we're doing. And that's not me just blowing my own trumpet, but back on topic. The way that as I said previously, the way that I got around my mental health issues was by connecting with people and having people show me that they're not all the same. And that worked for me, and that was brilliant, but it might not work for you. So I think the best thing that anyone can do in a situation where they are experiencing mental health issue is to call the professionals. If you are, for lack of a better phrase, on the edge, staring into the abyss, I mean, the Samaritans are a brilliant organisation. They are completely made up of volunteers, but they are trained volunteers that will sit there and they will listen to you, no matter how trivial you may think your dilemma or your situation may be. They are there for you to talk to. And the same with the NSPCC. If you are being abused by a parent, if you are being abused by a family member, these people are there for you to go to. And I know it's not easy for someone that is being abused to reach out and ask for help. I understand that, sometimes the abuser may say, "I'll kill your family if you go and tell anyone." And if you do find the confidence and the strength within yourself to reach out to people, these people will not turn you away. These people will want to help you and want to listen to you. Meg, do you have anything to add?
Just mentioning about, if you have an abusive parent, I had an abusive parent. I was lucky enough to have a good mother and a good stepdad who I now call my father. That's who he is to me. He raised me from when I was 2, but I was made to see my biological father on the weekend, and he used to say things like, don't tell your parents because, I'll hurt them and stuff like that, and a lot worse things went on. I know how hard it is, especially because somewhere deep inside you still love that person, and it's so hard to realise that that person that you love doesn't properly love you, and they are in fact a person, and that's what they are, and you can leave them. Like, I left my biological father when I was 14. I rang him up and I said, "I don't like who you are. I don't like what you've become. I want nothing more to do with you." And he used to go around, stalk my house and stuff like that. But after years of not seeing him, all that kind of let up, and I felt a lot free, more free than I was. I wasn't trapped anymore. I got to tell my parents about what went on, and I felt more honest and more open as a person, and I felt like I had nothing to hide. I used to pretend that he was dead and stuff like that to my peers and stuff in school, because I didn't want people to know what was going on. the sooner you realise that you need to be honest and open and tell someone, the freer you will be. So your childhood, if you are under 16 and whatever, and you still live with your parents and so on and so forth, you need to tell someone you trust, a friend, or if you have no one, ring up the professionals, and they will help you, because that is their duty. And me and Mooby are here for people to talk to. We're quite friendly people and stuff like that. We're not gonna turn you away.
Well, yeah, exactly. All this stemmed from someone reaching out. So if you want to follow suit and reach out to either me or to one of my other two-bloater brethren, family, whatever I want to call them, then by all means, please feel free. We're all a really friendly bunch of people that will never turn you away, even if you just want to talk about what's going on in your life and what's going on in your day.
Confidential stuff as well, stuff that you don't want
other people to know about.
Sometimes it just takes someone to hold your hand and just to go through the motions, and then telling people how you feel.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
Yeah. So we're just about to wrap up this video. Hopefully my two-bloated friends will be following suit and doing something like this video. We've all spoken about it, and we've all decided that it is a good idea to reach out to people and know that they are not alone when it comes to mental health issues. Like I said before, all the links that you need will be down in the description. So that includes a link to Samaritans, both the hotline and to the website. The NSPCC, they will have, I'll have their webpage on there, as well as their hotline, which I'm thinking is open pretty much 24 hours a day, 7/365. So if at any time you find yourself in the dire straits and you need to talk to someone, these people are always going to be there for you. Meg, do you have any final thoughts that you would like to add?
If you are feeling suicide and stuff like that, the best thing to do is ring up the hospital, ring 999, because they don't just treat physical illnesses, they treat mental illnesses as well, and they'll keep you safe. They'll make sure that you're okay, and they'll prevent you from doing anything that that could leave your family and you to regret that decision to commit suicide. Life is difficult, life is hard, but if you have goals and you set yourself goals weekly, monthly, yearly, you have something to attain to, and it's something to keep you going, and that's the most important thing, just to keep going and keep cutting through all the crap and, trying to see a light at the end of the tunnel sort of thing.
The main thing that I always think about when I think about mental health, especially in this day and age, is all we have is one another. That's basically what got me through what I went through. That's partly what got Meg through what she went through.
I'm still going through it, I'm still struggling as well with my mental, not as bad as what it was, but I'm still struggling through my mental health, and I think it's really important to know that you're not alone. There's 1 in 3 people that suffer from mental illnesses, in the world, and you're not alone. People are here for you.
Be it professionals, be it YouTubers, I honestly believe that if we all band together and tackle this head on instead of skating around it like tiptoeing around the roses, as it were, it will become a lot more prevalent. We'll get a lot more people actually not wanting help, because everyone really wants help, but a lot more people asking for help. And ultimately, if this video causes one person to reach out for help, then I feel like I've done my part for the mental health community. So we're going to wrap this one up now. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you've taken in some of what we've said, and I hope you've enjoyed the framing device that I used in Elite Dangerous. It won't be anything exciting, but I hope you enjoyed it. This is Sgt Mooby and ShutUpMeg, signing off.
Bye.
Touchdown. Systems offline. Have a productive visit, Commander.